Hey guys, I'm Jeff Hughes. If you don't know me, I was the former A of our organization here. Cameron Nelson, he's our current president. He actually couldn't be here tonight because he's out in Rapid City where he is advancing his theater degree. But I just wanted to talk to you guys. This is obviously our associate member class, but it's also something that we're recording for the NIC because we were nominated for their Chapter of Distinction Award, and we just kind of wanted to take the time to invite them in to see how we educate our next generation of guys who are going to be leaders on campus and be members in our organization. We really wanted to explain both to them and more importantly to you guys, because we care about you guys, exactly what we do as an organization, give you an overview of who we are and kind of tell you guys about exactly what we believe in, because if you ask any one of our members, any one of the guys who's in here, it's something that means the world to all of us. We care tremendously about our organization, and as such, we take great pride in making sure that you guys understand exactly what we do as an organization, but exactly what we really care about and pride ourselves in, because we want guys who are going to be passionate about the things that we're passionate about as an organization in order for our next kind of generation of guys to take it and make it even better than we have tried to do so far. So, well, Tanner, zoom in here. So, this is the Delta Chi chapter of South Dakota State University, and it's something that we started 10 years ago. We're coming up on our first decade of being active and being an organization. And we're going to give you kind of an overview of everything we do, and then start first by talking a little bit about Greek life. But if you guys have any questions at all the whole time, please feel free to ask, stop me if there's something that you're really interested in, anything like that. This is really your guys' time to learn generally everything that we do, and then Brandon, as you go through the rest of your guys' associate member classes, will talk more specifically about each of the things that we do as an organization. So if there's stuff that you guys are really, really passionate about, he'll definitely be able to go more in depth into things as we go on. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the Greek system at SDSU. Currently, only 4% of males on campus are Greek. There's 10 men's and women's Greek organizations, 6 of them are for men's, and the size range averages from 15 people all the way on up to 51 people. Our chapter, we currently have 42 members. We have 15 associate members or new guys who are looking at whether or not it's something that is the right fit for them. One thing too to note, in terms of academics, our chapter GPA on average is 3.21, which is 6/100ths of grade point away from SIGEP, which is the #1 chapter on campus. So we'll move over to the next slide here. I want to talk a little bit about our missions and our values, and these are the things that we really care about as an organization. As an organization, it's our mission to really help everybody who's one of our members to achieve their dreams. And I know it sounds kind of hokey and it sounds kind of silly, but the reason that we're doing that is because everyone has their own goals, both personally and professionally. And so when we started the organization, we started going like, how in the heck are we going to create something where every single member is going to have a program that's designed for them to achieve their own personal goals and their own professional goals. And so we started looking around, and one of the things we noticed that is really common with all the professional and personal goals that people had were all the jobs that they were applying for, they wanted people who had leadership qualities. They wanted people who were culturally competent, who had traveled, and who understood things about various different countries. They wanted people who were involved in the community and engaged, who could communicate, and who would pursue like really high-level internships to make them as well qualified as they could if they wanted to, say, go on to professional school or just have any sort of occupation like that. And we also want to talk about thinking backwards. One of the things that we do as an organization is we think backwards. So we take and we say, what's our end goal? What's the very end result we want to have? So say you want to be a doctor. Then we'll say, okay, what are 15 things, 15 activities that we like doing? So for instance, if you like communicating with people and problem solving, we'll write those all into Google, and it actually comes up with careers, fields, jobs, certain professions that the duties of those jobs align with exactly the kind of activities that people like to participate in. And so in doing that, we say, oh, these are probably majors that would be beneficial if that job is my end goal. And so then you kind of go backwards a little farther. Your senior year and junior year of college, you start thinking about, well, what kind of internships are going to make me qualified for those jobs that are clearly within the realm of things that I'm really passionate about. And so then you go backwards one more step, your freshman and sophomore year of college, what kind of organizations, what kind of things should I be doing on campus, getting involved with that are going to allow me to be able to be qualified for those internships, which will make me qualified then for that job or that career that I want to pursue. So that's kind of the reason that we think backwards and the reason that it's been so successful for so many of our members. Can we go to the next slide? We have a few testimonials. These are what some of the people in the community, some of the people that we've interacted with over the last 10 years really think about us. There's one that I really want to read. It's from the current governor, Dennis Dugard. He's somebody who's come in on a couple of occasions to speak to our Serve Cook Leadership Society. He says, "The men of Delta Chi are engaged in significant ways through exceptional involvement in student government, through study abroad, and through deliberate recruitment of members from diverse colleges of SDSU. Delta Chi strives to develop leaders." And we take that extremely seriously. We don't take ourselves too super seriously. We have fun, but when it comes to our goals as an organization, our goals individually, we pursue those absolutely doggedly. So these are what some of the other people in the community have said, and you guys have this available to you, so you can definitely take time to read everything that people we've worked with think about us. So our first pillar, we want to talk about ethical leadership development. That's something that means quite a bit to us, and one of the things we started the Serve Cook Leadership Society. As you guys go through your associate member classes, you'll learn about Serve Cook. It's in your cornerstone. And he's really kind of the spiritual founder of our organization. And so what we did is we decided to have a time dedicated to us learning about and developing as leaders. So oftentimes we're going to bring in prominent members of the community to speak to our currently active members and our associate members about how they became leaders, what they think about leadership, how we can best develop as leaders, and just kind of to share their thoughts that way and talk about, a lot of people touched on honor and trustworthiness and why that's so important when we think about the long term of being a leader. One of the things we also want to touch on is mentorship. There's a lot of guys in our organization who have taken a lot of leadership roles and really taken the time to develop as leaders. Guys who are alumni, maybe some of the older currently active members. And so it's really their duty to take and mentor some of the younger guys who want to learn those skills. And just kind of in doing that, then when the younger guys get older and they have those skills, it's their turn to really help the future leaders. So that's something we really care about. And then I also want to talk about leading without a title. It's not a requirement to actually have a title to be a leader. I mean, you can be not a leader and have a huge title position. So some traits that make up excellent leaders include listening, embracing change, empowering others, serving others, organization, and being positive. And none of those things require you to have a title to practice them, to learn them, to care about them at all whatsoever. The other thing I want to talk about, we have Student Association Senate is just an example of one of the things on campus that we're involved in. We have 11 members involved in it, and Tanner's going to go to the next slide here. These are some of the other things that our people are involved with. So as you can see, these are men who are involved in the Student Association Senate, anything from the finance chair to state and local committee to our past president and past vice president of Student Association. And then as we scroll down, you can see people involved in Model United Nations, College Democrats, Honors College, Math Club, Residential Life, Admissions Ambassadors, Varsity Athletes. I mean, you name it and go down the list. There's a ton of people who are extremely involved on campus, and if there's something that you guys are passionate about or interested in, it's pretty easy to find somebody in our organization who cares about the same thing.